Episode 3. A Lost Happiness. The gunshot echoed through the air. Smoke seeped out of the barrel of Cass's rifle. Django fell to the floor with a bullet hole in his leg. He screamed in agony as Gideon and Sam looked a little shocked. Django's men looked scared and unsure of what to do. Maddie and Colin, too, were shocked.
Cass, you shot him!
I know.
An anger raged inside of Cass. She felt no regret.
That man deserves worse.
Django's men helped him into the jeep.
You will pay for this.
Oh, no, we won't. I have eyes all over us. And if you or any of your men set foot inside Kruger Valley, or we find out you have poached again, it will not be your legs we aim for.
Django's men drove off away, frightened.
Holy crap!
That was too close.
Do you think they'll be back?
Not if they know what is good for them.
The jeep sped over.
Come on, dudes!
Gideon and Sam ran and climbed into the back of the jeep. Cass sped away. Later that night, they had got back to Kruger Valley. Everyone got out of the jeep. Maddie hugged Sam abruptly.
Don't ever scare me like that again.
You guys were pretty awesome out there. Badass.
I didn't feel like it. I was about to lay an egg.
Gideon approached Cass.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just wish I'd aimed a little higher.
Look how shaken they are. Next time we don't involve them.
There won't be a next time. They won't be back.
Gideon looked back at Sam, Colin, and Maddie.
We put tonight behind us and get back to the curriculum tomorrow. Go and get some rest.
Some days later, at the facility, Tyson had been moved to one of the large enclosures. Cass was loading large cubes of hay into the large metal racks. She pushed the rack and it closed. Opening inside the enclosure, Tyson ate the hay.
That's it. Good boy. You build your strength up.
Meanwhile, by the pool, Sam and Maddie were on their laptops. A band brought over some cocktails.
No research is complete without refreshments.
Aban, I've always said it. You are the man.
Oh,
Thank you, Aban.
you are most welcome, Maddie.
Aban walked away.
He is my favourite person here.
Okay, I'll just try not to be jealous.
Oh, shut up.
Sam picked one of the ice cubes from his drink and threw it at Maddie. She laughed. and threw one back at Sam. They looked over to see one of the larger elephants eating from the bush and watching them.
Did we just get told off by an elephant?
I think so.
Sorry.
The elephant continued to eat.
I think she forgives us.
I miss my parents, but man, I don't want to leave this place. What about you? Don't you miss your parents?
That's a long story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sam looked away from Maddie and became hesitant. Sam then threw another ice cube. Maddie pushed him, and they tried to throw each other in the pool, screaming and laughing. Suddenly, they both fell into the pool. They surfaced and wiped the water out of their eyes and laughed, splashing each other in the pool. They looked at each other affectionately. Sam leaned forward, holding Maddie in the water. The elephant then trumpeted again, and they laughed. Sam let go, and they swam to the sides. Meanwhile, in the lodge, Colin was collecting the medication from the front desk. A woman walked into the lodge. Her presence was noticeable due to the thudding of her heeled boots. She wore white cotton trousers, and her long blonde hair draped down over her white vest top. She dropped her luggage on the floor, lifted her sunglasses from her eyes, and placed them on her head and looked around. Colin was immediately drawn to her good looks.
Ah, hello.
He walked so fast, he almost ran over to her.
Hi there. Name's Colin. Can I help you?
I'm looking for Cass Rowland.
She may be unavailable right now, but I certainly can help you out. Proud to say this beautiful place is home at the moment. Maybe I could give you a guided tour.
Thanks, but I know this place pretty well.
You do?
Cass walked into the lodge behind Colin.
Dakota!
Cass looked excited to see her.
Hey, Mum.
Colin looked confused for a moment. Dakota walked past him and hugged Cass.
Mum, sweet.
Colin made a subtle movement with his fist. He was pleased that Dakota would be staying.
How was your flight?
Ugh, long. Kruger Valley is going to get me so many more followers.
Aban walked out from behind the desk.
Dakota,
Hey, Aban.
Aban and Dakota hugged.
you look so grown up. How have you been?
The Australian sun agrees with me.
I can see.
Is there anyone that can help me get my things to my room?
Yeah. Colin, can you help my daughter take her things to the house, please? Aban, will you help me take the medication to the clinic?
Of course.
I'll be right up.
Okay.
Colin smiled nervously as he took all of Dakota's luggage while she used her phone. He struggled to walk behind her. Suddenly, a voice came from behind them.
Is, anyone able to help with my things?
Cass turned around. Bill was standing at the entrance.
Bill, what are you doing here?
I decided to come at the last minute. I hope you don't mind.
No, just a bit taken aback. Didn't expect to see you.
Well, I had to make sure you were going to look after Dakota properly. Hello, Aban. Good to see you.
The king has returned.
The king?
Aban and Bill shook hands firmly.
You are looking well.
Am I? Ah, I noticed too many grey hairs.
You've always had them.
I know. And it still surprises me.
Meanwhile, Colin had just helped Dakota to the house with her things.
Just there is fine.
Colin huffed and tried to pretend as if he wasn't out of breath.
I'll let you get settled. So, you're Cass's daughter, then?
Dakota ignored Colin as she went on her phone. She looked up to see one of the elephants on the other side of the pool.
Oh my god, is that a wild elephant?
Technically, but they chose to come round here. They know we feed them, so they're pretty friendly.
Can I touch it?
Sure. Still a wild animal, though, so they're pretty unpredictable. But you'll be safe with me around.
They walked over to the elephant.
Nice and gently.
The elephant allowed them to get close. Colin gently reached out his hand and began rubbing the elephant's trunk. Dakota began taking pictures.
Want to try?
Dakota put her hand out and stroked the elephant. She took a selfie with it.
Can you take some pictures?
Sure.
Dakota handed him her phone, and he took pictures of her with the elephant. She then took her phone back.
This is going to boost my followers. Why didn't I think of this before?
Yeah, I guess so.
Dakota was on her phone looking through the camera when she spotted Sam and Maddie walking out of the guest house. She was immediately attracted to Sam.
Hello.
Sam and Maddie noticed Colin and Dakota.
Hey, guys, this is...
Dakota Rowland. Nice to meet you.
She put her hand out to shake Sam's.
Sam Walker.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
I'm Maddie.
Maddie shrugged.
Hi.
Dakota brushed Maddie off.
So, you work for my mum?
Your mum? Cass is your mum?
She is.
Oh, snap. Sorry. It all makes sense now. Kind of. We're out here for another month at least. We're preceptor vets. Your mum gave the three of us this fantastic opportunity.
Fantastic opportunity indeed.
Dakota was very forward with her flirting with Sam. Cass and Bill walked up.
I see you've met our preceptors then.
You've opened a preceptorship scheme, huh? That's a wonderful idea.
Oh, they've been an absolute asset to Kruger Valley.
Well, it's not often you get a compliment from Cass like that. She must be going senile in her old age.
Bill giggled as Cass gently backslapped him.
This is Sam, Maddie and Colin.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Bill Rowland.
Bill shook each of their hands.
Nice to meet you in person. We've heard a lot about you.
Well, it's nice to see Cass looking after the future of exotic veterinarians.
It must be weird coming back here after running this place.
It's nice not to have the pressure, and admire its beauty and just relax.
Speaking of beauty, I see you met one of our elephants. We call her Daisy.
Well, Daisy and me have got nearly 1,000 likes already.
Oh, online I see.
Well, I'm parched. Wonder if the cocktails are as good as they used to be.
Did you read my mind?
I'd love to, but I need to go and tend to some of the animals. Another time.
Are you three all right to give Gideon a hand today?
Sure. Have fun, you guys.
And you.
Cass, Bill, and Dakota walked into the house. Sam, Maddie, and Colin walked down towards the clinic.
Did you see that? She ignored me to flirt with you.
What? No.
If looks could kill, I'd be gone.
I'm sure it's not like that.
I'd happily be like that. She is hot.
Go for it, Colin. Be confident.
I will. Our babies will be confident and beautiful.
Sometime later, Cass, Bill, and Dakota were sat on the veranda sipping cocktails.
I have to admit you've done well with this place, Cass.
Of course I have. It's my home. So have you completely retired, or do you still get your fill of animals?
Animals aren't as big a part of my life as they used to be.
What about your weekend camping trips that are obviously you going out in the wild to live like Bear Grylls?
Cass raised her eyebrows.
All right, I'll admit it. I'll go into the wilderness of Australia for a few nights just to take a few pictures of the wildlife. But it's not quite Africa.
So you miss it then?
Bill looked at Cass and remained silent while he thought about what to say.
That's a yes then. Whenever he meets someone new, it's all, oh, I used to work in Africa. I used to go on so many adventures. He talks like he's an old man in his slippers and dressing gown.
Bill and Cass laughed.
I do not.
This is a special place.
Oh, I have fond memories. But that's what they are, memories.
Akiki walked onto the veranda.
Akiki! Hello, you. How have you been? I've missed you.
Dakota sat down next to Akiki and cuddled him.
So what do you want to get up to, Dakota? I can take you on a game drive?
Well, my followers really like the elephant, but they want to see a wild, wild elephant. One that's not used to humans.
Okay, but what do you want to do?
I'm up for seeing elephants. If I get more followers, then I'm so down.
Okay, then.
Can you get me close?
That's very dangerous, Dakota.
Well, we can leave your dad here with his slippers and dressing gown.
That's not what I meant.
Lost your sense of adventure?
I just want you to know the risks. We can get you close. Don't worry about that.
Sam, Maddie, and Colin were walking out of the clinic when they met with Cass, Bill, and Dakota.
Hey again.
Hey!
Hey, Sam.
Sam nodded politely.
We're going into the bush.
Off to find some wild elephants.
Away from Kruger Valley. Cool.
I inspire you. Nice.
I know, why doesn't Sam come? It'll be good to study them out in the wild, and it'll be a fun day out.
A bit dangerous, though.
Dude, I've almost died like 100 times already.
What?
Why don't you all come then?
I'm down.
Can't be any worse than what's happened already.
Sam laughed. Dakota was jealous that Maddie had made Sam laugh.
All right, we should all fit into one jeep. Go and get your things and we'll head out.
I call dibs next to Sam.
Sam awkwardly laughed as Dakota linked her arm with him, and they walked away together. Maddie and Colin looked at each other.
Obsessed.
Maddie and Colin walked away. Bill looked really confused at Cass.
What have we had them do?
All part of working in Africa.
Cass walked on. Bill, still no clear, followed, still confused. They got to the jeep. Maddie and Cass began to load the back. Dakota checked herself in her phone camera.
Who does all the vehicles now?
We do.
Oh, you load your own vehicle, huh? How do you cope?
Cass pulled a bleak expression to Bill.
Well, it's not easy. Things do get forgotten all the time.
Brings me back to the cheetah.
Don't remind me.
What cheetah?
Nothing.
Our first day here, we tracked an injured cheetah into the savannah. The stretcher wasn't packed, and Cass and Gideon's jeep ran out of gas.
Then they got stuck where they were by a pride of lions, so the three of us fixed up the cheetah out there on our own.
What?
Sam the hero.
We just did what we could as quick as we could.
Nah, you were pretty badass, Sam. You stood up to that pack of hyenas.
Hyenas? You didn't say.
Oh, bloody hell, Cass. You really threw them in the deep end.
How else are they going to learn?
Then there was the rhino that charged at me, inches away from death. Pretty badass too, huh?
Colin looked at Dakota, hoping she'd be impressed.
Don't forget the wildebeest.
Wildebeest?
We almost got flattened the other day. Stampede, Lion King style.
Yeah, we hid behind the jeeps. I've never seen Gideon move so fast.
How are they supposed to learn anything if they're dead?
They aren't dead.
Everyone got into the jeep.
Not yet.
Bill got into the jeep, Maddie and Colin climbed into the back, and the jeep drove away. Later that afternoon, Cass was driving through the bush in thick grass.
I don't think we're going to get this jeep much further.
Yes. All right, folks, out we get.
Cass and Bill got out of the jeep. As Sam went to get out, Dakota pulled him back and filmed them both. He felt awkward being on camera.
So, as you guys saw, I'm here in Africa, where I used to live as a kid. I'm out here with professionals, my mum and dad, and this guy, Sam, the dangerous animal expert. We're out here in the bush, trying to get close to wild elephants, and I'm going to film the whole thing.
I'm no expert.
He's being modest. Weren't you just saying you chased an injured cheetah into the wild and operated on it surrounded by a pack of hyenas?
Well, yeah, but...
And, just the other day, ran from a stampede of wildebeest and almost got Musaffered.
Yeah.
I'd say you're an expert. Have any of you guys at home done any of that? Let me know down in the comments section below.
Dakota switched the camera off. They got out of the jeep.
What are you guys doing?
Just introducing the vlog.
The what?
It's a new thing. She's got all these followers, and it's got nothing to do with animals, and it won't interest you.
Cass screwed her face up in confusion.
This looks like perfect elephant territory. If we see any sign of debris, we're on the right path.
Broken trees, half-eaten bushes.
That's it, Maddie. Did you bring a rifle, Cass?
Is there one in the back of the jeep?
Colin shook his head.
Guess not.
Well, that's even better. So we're out here with no protection. You really need to employ someone to make sure the vehicles have everything.
Yes, I'll get on to it.
You know what? Thinking about it and all the madness you've endeavoured, do you know what it reminds me of?
Old times? Don't say it. I get told off for Gideon about that.
Why?
Cass didn't answer. They set off through the trees and came to the embankment over a wide river.
Nice water source. I've got a feeling there'll be some nearby.
Do we need to worry about crocodiles as well?
Not this side of the river. The bank looks way too steep.
Look, broken trees.
There was a broken tree with a bald patch where leaves used to be. Dakota began filming on her phone.
We have found a broken down tree we believe an elephant has eaten from, so it looks like we are on the right path.
You okay?
Yeah, thought I saw a snake over there.
Over where?
It slithered under there.
Damn. I love snakes.
What did it look like?
Grey on top, lighter on the bottom, I think.
That's not good.
Why?
Well, sounds like a black mamba, not the kind of snake you want to run into.
Dakota turned the camera back onto her.
Looks like out in the bush, danger is all around us. One of the expedition team has just spotted a black mamba. Sam, can you tell me about them?
Sam didn't hear Dakota as he spoke with Maddie.
No, they're pretty venomous. Like your dad said, not the kind of snake you want to run into out here.
Thanks for that.
Dakota turned the camera away.
Thank God for all the trees. Gives us good cover for when we find them.
I don't want to hide. I want to get as close as I can.
Maddie's right. We're going to need some cover. I wouldn't like to have a 200-ton bull elephant charging at us, trunks and all.
How close do you think we're going to get?
Close. But we can judge it on the elephant's behavior. Elephants are highly territorial, especially if they're with child. The best way to read an elephant is with its ears. If they're puffed out, they're giving us a warning shot. They're telling us to get back. It's when the ears fold back that we're in trouble.
What does that mean?
It means they're going to charge, head first.
Cass walked out of the bushes.
Where have you been?
Just scouting for signs of a herd.
Anything?
No.
Cass appeared shifty, as though she wasn't quite telling the full story. They all walked on through the bush. There was a small clearing and some shrubs. Behind the shrubs, 2 visible elephants could be seen. One large one and a baby. Look!
Oh my God.
Dakota filmed them.
Keep quiet. We don't want to scare them.
Dakota turned the camera back onto her.
We found some elephants. Look.
Dakota turned the camera to them. Sam and Maddie looked at each other affectionately.
Beautiful.
Very.
It looks like we have a mother and a child. Let's see if we can get closer.
Dakota gave Colin her phone to film as they moved closer to the elephants.
This is absolutely amazing. We're only 20 feet or so from wild elephants.
There was a grumble as a larger elephant walked aside the baby. Everyone stopped.
Wow. Didn't see him there.
That looks like Dad.
The male elephant's ears puffed out as it grumbled some more.
Look at the ears. He's giving us a warning not to get any closer.
We are pushing our luck.
The baby elephant and the mother walked away along the tree line. The male walked closer to the trees. They could tell he wasn't happy.
We are completely exposed with nowhere to hide. If this guy decides to charge, that tree is coming down. No questions asked, and we will be in deep trouble.
Bill stopped.
He doesn't like us this close.
The elephant stopped, staring at them all. They were unable to predict the elephant's next move. They froze on the spot. Suddenly, the elephant's ears shot back and started to run.
It's charging!
The elephant trampled down the trees towards them.
Go! Run!
Everyone ran as fast as they could. Trees were being crushed right behind them as the elephant grew closer.
The river! Get in the river!
They quickly jumped down the bank and into the river.
We're so dead.
They looked up the bank and the elephant stood overlooking them. It growled at them and looked as if it was going to head into the river.
Come on, let's move.
Everyone walked down the river a little way.
If he decides to come in here, we're buggered.
They walked down the large, wide open river. The elephant watched them. Everyone got their breath back.
Bloody hell.
Maddie, are you okay?
Maddie was unable to speak, and shaken, she nodded at him.
Oh my God, I'm shaking.
Same here.
Dakota threw her arms around Sam and hugged him. He hugged her back.
You were so brave.
Cass looked around.
I hate to alarm anyone, but we're in croc and hippo-infested waters.
Come to Africa, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Oh, sure, Colin said, as he was crushed by an elephant, eaten by a crocodile, and steamrolled by a hippopotamus.
She noticed a large tree growing from the embankment over the river.
That tree, that's our way up.
Everyone walked as fast as they could towards the tree and began to climb up inside.
Okay, everyone, get your breath back. That was a once-in-a-lifetime. Amazing.
Most people say that when they win the lottery, not this.
How many other people in this world do you think can say they survived what we just did, Colin? Where's your sense of adventure? That's what you came for, right?
Well, yeah, I guess. Only you, Cass Rowland, could make almost dying seem glorious.
Dakota handed him the camera.
Is it on?
Sam nodded.
So, we are in this tree after diving into a croc and hippo-infested river from a charging elephant. We're all in a bit of shock, but it feels so good.
Suddenly, a large Nile crocodile leaped out of the water, snapping its jaws at the tree.
Crocodile!
Dakota jumped out of her skin. She fell back, missing the branch, and into the water next to the crocodile.
Dakota!
Cass stood up in shock. Bill dived into the water after Dakota.
Bill!
Bill emerged from the water on the crocodile's back. He held on for dear life. It death rolled. Dakota emerged from the water and screamed. Sam dived into the water.
Sam, no!
Bill continued wrestling the crocodile as water splashed everywhere. Colin, too, dived into the water. Dakota was frantically screaming.
It's okay. Dakota, listen to me.
Dakota looked at Sam. Colin held on to her.
We're going to get you out of here.
Dakota! Let's get up in the tree!
Colin and Sam quickly helped Dakota out of the water. Cass and Maddie pulled Dakota into the tree. Bill and the crocodile went under the water, and all went silent.
Bill! Bill!
Dad?
Colin, go.
Sam helped Colin into the tree, and Maddie pulled him up. Sam turned back when suddenly Bill dived out of the water, gasping for breath. Everyone looked relieved. The crocodile swam off after a large splash.
You okay?
Bill nodded.
Well, let's get out of here.
Some short time later, soaking wet, they all got back into the jeep. Dakota had not spoken the whole walk back. She felt traumatized.
Let's just get back, shall we?
Sam put his arm on Dakota's back.
That was pretty scary. God knows what it must have felt like for you. You're okay and you're safe. At some point you should talk about it, Dakota. I'll be here when you need to.
Dakota gave Sam a false smile and nodded. Everyone climbed into the jeep. When they had arrived at Kruger Valley, everyone got out of the jeep. Gideon walked out of the clinic to see Dakota soaking wet.
What happened? I thought you were going to see elephants.
Don't ask.
Bill got out of the jeep.
Bill, my man, the king has returned.
Oh, Gideon!
Both men smiled and shook hands, clearly very happy to see each other.
It is good to see you.
And you. I'll come and catch up with you soon after I get out of these wet clothes.
Okay, no problem. This man used to be known as the hero of Kruger Valley.
That's not true.
Dakota walked away in silence. Colin was unsure as to go after her or not.
I think she needs a minute.
That afternoon, Bill and Gideon met in the house.
Well, I can't believe you're still here.
What can I say? I'm like Cass. I love this place too much.
It's a beautiful place. I do miss it more than I care to admit. But that was a different life.
Yeah. Try telling that to Cass, though.
What do you mean?
She sees the preceptors as younger versions of us. She has some sort of idea in her head that we could get it back to the old days.
She can't expect them to do that.
I have tried to tell her that. It's too dangerous, but they love it. And in turn, Cass expects more.
Oh, Cass, what are you doing?
She won't listen to me.
I'll have a talk with her before something bad happens. She'll get one of the preceptors killed.
Meanwhile, in the clinic, Cass was on the phone. While it was ringing, she checked outside to make sure no one was around. She closed the door, making sure no one would hear.
Hi, it's me. I'm fine. How have you been? I'm glad to hear it. Listen, I need your help. I don't know if you do this kind of thing anymore, but how fast could you get to Kruger Valley? Excellent.
Meanwhile, on the platform, above the lodge, Sam was standing out into the valley. Dakota walked up the stairs behind him.
Hey.
Hey, how are you feeling?
A bit better, thanks.
Sam smiled.
I just wanted to say thank you for today. It keeps going over and over in my mind. I could have been eaten by that croc.
That sort of thing is terrifying. You were brave, Dakota.
So were you. You saved my life.
It was nothing. Your dad was the one that wrestled it.
I've had people do a lot of things for me in the past, but you dived into a river to save me from a crocodile. That is something, really, Sam. Thank you.
Sam nodded. Colin and Maddie also walked up the steps.
Dakota, check this out.
Dakota looked onto Colin's phone.
Your phone captured the whole thing. The elephant charge, you falling into the river, your dad wrestling the croc.
What?
Your account is blowing up. Look at all the comments.
Oh my god, you're so brave. I can't wait for the next adventure. Screw Animal Planet. Dakota's channel is the place to be. Oh my god, I've nearly doubled my followers.
Dakota jumped and cheered. She kissed Sam on the lips, shocking him a little bit. Maddie raised her eyebrows as Dakota walked away.
How sweet, your first kiss.
Meanwhile, Gideon and Bill walked into the clinic to see Cass.
Afternoon, Crocodile Wrangler.
I don't find that in the slightest bit funny.
Cass looked back to see how serious Bill was.
I see you two have caught up.
Oh, yeah. Gideon's filled me in on everything that's been happening lately. Putting the preceptors in all sorts of trouble, going away from the curriculum that Gideon put a lot of effort into creating.
I don't see what business this is of yours, Bill. You haven't cared what happens in Kruger Valley for years.
Oh, no, but our daughter concerns me very much. Going out to get close to wild elephants should have been an absolute dead giveaway. We took 4 unexperienced individuals into the bush on a small expedition that even we, as professionals, were out of our depth with.
We all made it. I think you underestimate them.
That's not the point, Cass. They nearly died. Our daughter nearly died. And I am considerably disappointed in myself for allowing that to happen. I mean, saying it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, that's not an experience at all. That's sheer dumb luck.
Well, you've changed. Back in the day, you would have loved that.
Yes, back in the day I would have. But it isn't back in the day, is it, Cass? This is the present. Our life here, doing what we did, was a lifetime ago. And you should be grateful to even still be here. Be content with the memories and the campfire stories we can tell. Because that life is over, and I refuse to stand by and watch as you so desperately try to drag the preceptors into something that will eventually get them killed. Well, I still own half of this place. So I think my input should be invaluable to their experience in Kruger Valley, not to mention making sure you keep the curriculum on part.
So you're sticking around then?
I will ask Dakota if she agrees to stay in Africa until the end of their time here, yes. But frankly, after today, I wouldn't blame her if she wanted to leave tonight. You're supposed to be spending time together as mother and daughter, not moulding her and using her to recreate something that happened years ago.
As you wish. I've got a few things I need to do. I'll take what you said on board.
Cass walked by them and out of the clinic. Harley Davidson sped down the road towards Kruger Valley. A chunky man with graying black hair, leather jacket, and jeans drove up to the house with sunglasses and a bandana on his face. Cass walked down from the veranda. Maddie and Colin were watching.
Who's that?
No idea. One of the Hells Angels.
I don't think the Hells Angels are in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
The man lifted his glasses onto his head and took off his bandana, tucking it into his jean pockets. He had a stern look on his face, almost intimidating to Maddie and Colin.
Hey, old friend.
Nice to see you, Cass.
They both hugged.
Oh, it's so good to see you again, Simon.
And you. I've missed this place. I've been up country. Ghana, Zimbabwe, Egypt. They've all heard of Kruger Valley. It's one of the most famous animal conservation and research facilities in the whole of Africa. What's going on here at the minute?
Good to know. We all built that reputation together. Well, we're in the middle of a preceptorship programme. Here's 2 of them now, actually. Maddie, Colin, this is Simon.
Hi, we've heard all about you.
Hey, man. Nice bike.
It's a Harley Road King, the classic model.
Nice.
So, I need your help quite urgently. There's a black mamba in the house and no one has the guts to get it out. I'm so pleased you were close by.
Black mamba?
Another one?
What do you mean another?
We saw one out in the bush earlier.
Black mambas are defensive. Most dangerous snake in the world. Stay out of its way and it won't feel threatened enough to strike.
Yep, aggressive little things. There's one in the house, you say, Cass?
Snakes aren't aggressive. They don't go out to hurt you. They react when they feel threatened, like any of us. Black mambas are just more defensive than others. I've worked with all kinds of dangerous snakes, but black mambas give me the willies. Even I get nervous around them.
This is why I wanted you here, Colin. Simon's a herpetologist and veterinarian.
Retired.
He's worked with all kinds of reptiles. Colin's interest is reptiles.
You want to watch? That's fine, but don't get in the way. Dealing with black mambas is too dangerous. I don't do call-outs anymore, but since it's you, it'll be nice to catch up after.
Absolutely. I am grateful, Simon.
Simon rubbed her shoulder. He walked back to the motorbike, and from his backpack he assembled a hook stick. Simon entered the kitchen with Colin close behind. Simon looked around.
The hiss of a black mamba, the most bone-chilling hiss of all snakes. A black mamba can give the devil himself goosebumps.
Simon got on his knees and looked under the oven, and the mamba struck, lunging out from underneath. Simon backed away.
Whoa! Hey!
The mamba stuck again. Simon used his hook stick to prevent the frantic mamba from fleeing. He fought with the mamba, dodging its strikes.
Snakes have a meltdown before calming a bit. Once he realizes I'm not going to hurt him, he'll be all right. They flatten their hoods like cobras.
The mamba became less frantic. Its head was wrapped around the end of the hook stick. Simon gently picked the tail up.
The front door! Get the front door!
Colin opened the front door and Simon walked outside, onto the grass. It began to strike again, but Simon dodged.
Easy, boy, easy.
The mamba slithered around Simon, made sure it didn't flee.
14 milligrams of venom is enough to kill one human being, but when it bites, they can inject up to 200 milligrams. That's enough to kill everyone in the village. And when a black mamba bites, it'll strike repeatedly. A neurotoxic venom that'll shut down your nervous system organ by organ until your heart stops. They get their name from their mouth. It's jet black. Look at it. The hairs on my balls are standing on end. Black mambas make me nervous.
I can see why. That's the most venomous snake in the world.
It's not the most venomous. That's the inland taipan. Black mambas are fourth, but look at its temperament. Inland taipan is much more docile. Mambas will strike twice before you can even blink, which is why they're so much more dangerous. I'll go and release him.
Are you sure you're enjoying retirement, Simon? You looked in your element just then.
I have missed it.
You two go and release it. Maddie and I'll get the drinks ready.
Later out on the veranda, Cass sat drinking cocktails with Maddie, Colin, and Simon.
I've been down in South Africa for about 2 days. I was going to surprise drop in.
And I beat you to it.
How long have you been retired?
About 7 years now. I've been travelling up and down the continent on my bike, seeing the whole of Africa. A few campouts here and there to get my fill of the old days.
So much freedom. That's so cool, man.
It does get lonely.
Why don't you stay for a while? If you're lonely, it would make sense. You can help the preceptors with the programme. They've only got a few weeks left. It'd be really good to have you helping out.
I could stay. It's dangerous work, though. I specialise in venomous snakes and crocodiles.
Nice. Things are going to get so much better around here now.
Welcome aboard again.
Cass raised her glass and Simon clinked his with her.
It'll be good to get back into it for a while.
Who's up for more drinks?
Get them in, girl.
Cass got up and walked into the house and in the kitchen. She looked out of the window to see Bill, Gideon, Sam, and Dakota walk back up to the house. She panicked a little, not wanting them to see Simon just yet. She opened the back door.
Hey.
Good job with the rhino. Sam told me about the poachers.
It was a close call.
Gideon walked outside, onto the veranda. He walked over to the table looking at the alcohol. Simon turned around to see Gideon. They both looked a little surprised to see each other.
Simon!
How's it going, my man?
They both smiled and laughed as they shook hands firmly. Both men walked back to the front of the veranda. Bill then walked out of the house. He was also surprised to see Simon.
Bill? Dakota? You here too?
No way, Simon.
Simon? When did you get here?
Today. It's great to see you both. Dakota, you've become a beautiful young woman.
It's so good to see you too.
You couldn't have timed your visit better.
Cass called him Black Mamba Problem.
Cass walked out of the house.
Black Mamba? Why didn't you tell me or Gideon?
I was in the area. It's nice to come back.
Simon, very nice to see you indeed, but I think you've been manipulated.
What do you mean?
Well, we saw Black Mamba today out in the bush before Cass disappeared for a bit. Did you plant that mamba to get Simon here?
Cass couldn't answer Bill.
Oh, goodness, Cass.
I don't understand.
Cass has it in her head to make Kruger Valley what it once was by bringing the four of us back together with the preceptors as the new us.
I'm way too old for all that again.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll admit the preceptors have inspired me to bring the four of us back together. Is that such a bad thing? They can learn a lot from each of us. I'd like you to help me with the curriculum, that's all.
So, we're in agreement that it would be a death sentence to expect the preceptors to work as we did when we opened Kruger Valley. But, while the four of us are here, we will help them with the program.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Cass?
Agreed.
Cass smiled, although her mind had racing thoughts. Her vision was becoming reality, piece by piece.
So now you have your little speech out of the way, we can enjoy the four of us being back together again. For the first time in, 10 years?
Ha ha! Oh my goodness! This is amazing! We're back together again!
The old band is back together again.
Good things are about to happen.
They laughed. It felt good being together again once more. A feeling that had been lost in memories. A forgotten happiness that had been brought to the surface. And it felt special, nostalgic, but also fresh. The future from this point on was exciting.